What's up, YouTube? It's Hegemony again, and apparently we have some more information on the Forsaken Masters. This is actually the first time I've seen this, so this is all a first glance, new experience. Let's see what this article has to say. The purpose of this article is to explain our design direction behind the expansion and how some of the new features work. There are plenty of other changes that aren't described in this article. Any information in here may be changed before it's released. Alright, general goals for the expansion. We had 5 broad goals for our design for Forsaken Masters mini expansion. To add new content that augments the entire game and is available to low-level players in their first playthrough on normal difficulty. To make sure that all the new content is available inside endgame maps. This was my favorite change that they made. To improve crafting options while not making it too easy to get the best items. This is what we saw, the crafting bench. To rebalance the game around various changes like the fix to snapshotting and the updated passive tree. To add some fun content that appeals to our core community and also people who want to log in for a little while each day. So this makes it sound like dailies. Oh man, I don't know about dailies. How master leveling works. Each master has a different type of mission with many different variations and combinations of events that occur during it. We've announced 2 of the masters so far, and there are still 5 unannounced ones with their unique missions and variations. And in normal difficulty, masters are introduced over time, a couple per act. After normal difficulty, they can occur in any area, including endgame maps. Okay, that's cool. When you complete a mission for a master, you gain a reputation and favor with that master. Reputation is like experience that dictates the level of the master. There are 8 levels. Favor is used as a currency to purchase decorations for your hideout from the master. Okay, so from what it sounds like from reading just this far, is like there's going to be dailies that give you favor, and reputation can be done, you know, in a grind fest. There are 2 ways to receive a mission from a master. Encounter the master randomly in the world. Masters have a chance of spawning in almost any area that you enter, including endgame maps. Upon encountering them, you can do a mission within the area. There's no limit to the number of missions you can do, but they generally award less reputation than daily missions. Okay, just like what I predicted. Once a master is in your hideout, you can perform 1 mission per day without having to encounter them in the wilderness. This means that casual players can make meaningful progress on their master levels over time, but they'll be out-leveled by a player who plays a lot in the regular content in addition to their daily master missions. Once you've helped a master one time, he appears in regular towns. That's cool. As masters level up, you get access to larger hideouts that can hold more masters, more items in their vendor shops that rotate every day. Okay, so this is like their way of incentivizing you to log on, to check. Instead of just having a static reset of vendors when you level, this is now once a day, 24-hour switch. I don't know what this means as far as what time zone it's going to switch at. No idea, probably NZ time. More crafting options, crafting benches. More decorations to purchase. Leveling the masters to maximum level isn't meant to be a multi-year grind. There's a challenge to hit level 8 and with all 7 masters during the 3-month leagues. It's easier to level just a few of them to level 8. The master limit in your hideout controls how many masters you can do daily missions for. Okay, so there is some strategy. What leveling the masters to maximum level isn't meant for a multi-year grind. Okay, so the time slot is for 3-month leagues. You can get 7 masters fully leveled, which makes sense. I mean, you definitely want to min-max your time within 3-month leagues, and not achieving the end game goal is really lame if you'd have to continue it in a permanent league. Daily missions. While your daily master missions is a great way to make progress towards your higher levels, its main utility is providing an easy way to encounter the mission. We expect that the bulk of the master leveling by dedicated players will occur in the actual game world and in endgame maps. For example, an average dedicated player might do his one daily mission per master and then 3 to 4 more missions per master in a given play session if he's trying to reach maximum level. 3 to 4 missions per master. Wow, I guess that's like if you're like mapping all day. What says if there's one mission per map, if that's guaranteed. It doesn't look like it's guaranteed because he's saying 3 to 4. I guess that might be a time frame. So what, 21 maps? 21 to 28 maps. Many MMORPGs have left people with a bad feeling towards daily quests because they feel penalized if they don't log in the quest each day. That's not the case here. You can do just one. You can do an extra one the next day by finding the master in the wilderness. There's also no limit to the number of missions that you can do in a specific day. Masters as vendors. Like regular NPCs, masters can sell you items unlike normal vendors. The items sold by masters can change once per day at midnight UTC. Each master sells some general items and some aligned with the underlying class. In our current build, the following items are added to the master's vendor inventory at these reputation levels. This may change. Level 1. A few unidentified magic items. That's shit. Level 2. One identified rare item. Level 3. Some gems. Okay. Level 4. One magic item with a new powerful mod. That sounds lame. Level 5. One identified rare item. Level 6. Stacks of currency at slightly better exchange rate. And then the current vendors. A level 60 base item. Level 8. A chance of a unique item. Generally a common one, but there is occasionally a rare one. These are priced so that you don't want to buy everything in the shop each day from each vendor. You should check the vendor and buy the item if it's a good deal. For example, you won't want to pay 5 Chaos Orbs for a red beak, but that'd be a great deal for Dream Fragments. They're going to sell Dream Fragments for 5C? That's so lame. How hideouts work. Each master has a hideout in different tile set. One master reaches level 3, he offers to take you out or take you to the hideout to preview it. If you like it, you can make it your hideout. There's no cost for this. As you level your master up, you'll be able to upgrade the size of the hideout. There are 3 sizes, and they each support a different number of masters, ranging from 2 to 4. The masters and various objects such as your stash and guild stash can be moved around and rotated. Crafting benches explained later in this article from each master can be also placed. Any decorations purchased from the master can be placed, rotated, and reclaimed for free. Masters sell you decorations for favor, so it's not MTX, which you get in addition to reputations when doing missions for them. They go to your hideout stash. We may later sell some decorations, hideout tile sets, or special environment cosmetics for real money. We're considering selling mannequins that let you show off your items and microtransaction effects in your hideout. That's kind of cool. We like to let people keep their space pets in their hideouts. Kind of like Iron Man, where you can have all your suits just on display. These features may be ready in 1.2.0 deployment or maybe in subsequent patches. Note that your progress with your masters and your status of your hideout are shared between all of your characters in a specific league. So there's no cross-league, which makes sense because the reputation is according to what you've achieved. If you create a new character in a league and you've already played in, then the advantage of taking your existing pimped out hideout and options provided by your higher level masters. Decorations you unlock are stored in the hideout stash for the league that merged into your standard or hardcore collection when the league ends, like race stashes do. You can invite your friends to your hideout, and you can share your hideout with your guild. We're still working on rules for this. Deterministic crafting. We've had a few goals we wanted to achieve with improvements to the crafting system to offer a lower variance for players to socket and link their items. It's still possible and a little cheaper to roll them randomly. But for players who don't want to use 2,000 fusings and fail to 6-link an item, you can pay 1,500 to do so at the crafting bench. Note that the odds of rolling this naturally have always been slightly lower than 1 in 1,500 anyways. This is exactly what I was talking about. I told you guys that there was no way they were going to implement a system that was more convenient and at less, for less of the current fusing rate. So it's entirely a choice of whether you want to gamble or have a deterministic roll, to allow the highest players to modify the sockets on corrupted items. This is a huge change because corrupted items can no longer be modified, but now the crafting bench is going to allow you to change the socket. So if you re-roll like a 6 property helm, gloves, or boots, you can now actually 4-link them, so they're not just complete garbage, even if they had awesome properties. And the people that found like a Wind Ripper that had like 1 prismatic socket, that came corrupted from the chest, they'll be able to modify that. To add a way for players to put a mod of their choice on an item, this could be for remedial purposes, that extra bit of fire resistance. Wait. To add a way for players to put a mod of their choice on an item. This could be for remedial purpose, that extra bit of fire resistance, or try to improve an item that doesn't yet have 6 mods. So it's essentially taking the Exalted Orb slot, but not giving you the best mod. Some off-slot and niche mods can also be crafted. We saw the cast speed on gloves, that was the niche mod. That doesn't exist in the regular crafting game. To not really make it any easier to create perfect rares, it should still be really hard to reach the upper echelons of rare items. Once Master has been invited to your hideout, you can place his crafting bench into your hideout. As Masters level up, the crafting bench gets more capabilities. Only the player who owns the hideout can use this crafting bench. When you click on the crafting bench, they're presented with a window that you can place an item in. A number of crafting options are displayed with costs. Okay, so immediately when I just read this paragraph, I'm thinking that people that take the early reputation grind and take advantage of it will be able to charge fees for what they're able to craft. So you trade me your item, pay me a service fee, and I will get you the mod that you want. So grinding out really early, really fast is probably going to be very, very advantageous because, I mean, this game doesn't have soulbound items. You can trade anything. We've released the information about 2 of our masters so far. Their crafting options are Varisi, socket crafting. At different master levels, you can increase the number of sockets an item has, force more links than it currently has, and re-roll the colors of the sockets, guaranteeing certain off-color combos. Holy shit, this is huge. Re-rolling the colors of sockets, guaranteeing certain off-color combos. I wonder how much this is going to cost, because this has been the bane of rolling very, very interesting builds with different defenses, is getting the colors to align. These cost the type of currency that would normally be used and are costed so that they're marginally more expensive than what it would take. Oh, okay, so it'd be like 1,000 chromes. It'd be like insert 500 chromes, So it's definitely, while it's guaranteed, it's just more convenient, and you have to overpay for the odds. At master level 8, you can modify the sockets on corrupted items. There's not many pieces of armor that I know have 6 good mods, or people have bothered to Valorb them and they have shitty socket. Haku armor crafting, you can add a crafted mod to an armor piece if a mod slot is available. The range of these mods increases as Haku levels up. Okay, so it sounds like what we saw earlier, the life roll is based on armor, not jewelry. These mods are either remedial ones, low of the important mods, off-slot mods, small rolls of things that don't normally appear on that type of item, or very niche mods. Only one crafted mod can be on an item at a time. Okay, so you can't just take something that's 3 properties and just, you know, make it into a 6th property of Haku armor. You can replace it with another if needed. While Haku crafts armor, many of the other masters allow crafting of mods specific to other item types. So I don't quite understand this part. You can replace it with another if needed, like replace a Thorns mod with like life. Is that what that means? I don't know. Or movement speed. New Challenge League prices. Each pair of Challenge League contains 8 challenges. Completing all 8 difficulties earns you an exclusive t-shirt, which some people value to offer $1,000 over the black market. Oh my god. Shit. Who wants to buy my shirts for $1,000? It's very hard to pitch the exact difficulty of these challenge leagues. So the number of people who won t-shirts in the past varied between 14 and 61. I was one of those 61 in Anarchy. With the Rampage and Beyond challenges, we'll be changing the price structure as follows. We know about this. 5 challenges, you get 1 microtransaction. 8, you get another. If you're the first 50, you get a t-shirt. This incentivizes pushing for at least 5 of the challenges, and it allows us to pitch the difficulty of the hardest one to be slightly easier, so that ideally hundreds rather than dozens of players can complete them all. The fastest 50 will receive the t-shirts. The new challenge league durations. We typically run 4-month league challenges because our expansions take 4 to 5 months to make. The next big slice of content is approximately March, so rather than running a 6-month challenge league, we're doing 2 sets of 3-month leagues. This is partly because we have so many cool ideas for challenge leagues, and start new ones in December for Christmas period is as conveniently possible. Starting new ones in December for the Christmas period is a convenient possibility. Players often report that the last few weeks in the 4-month leagues are also somewhat stale as people wait for them to merge with Standard. We initially concerned about shortening them to 3 months, yes, because of the same factor. Like, the last few weeks is always going to be the stale portion, regardless if it's 3 or 4 months. Like, once the first person hits 100, it starts to get stale from there. But we are relatively confident that this effect the effect is because players have become better at playing Path of Exile efficiently since release. Reaching higher levels, it's more like Carto boxes and Arcanist and all that shit. We'll keep a close eye on how the leagues go, and we'll plan our next challenge leagues around the data and feedback we receive. Passive tree changes. We've redesigned some portions of the passive skill tree, primarily with the Witch and Shadow starting areas and the areas surrounding Witch, Shadow, and Ranger. Oh, we didn't get to see the Ranger portion. The Shadow area now has a physical and elemental section rather than melee versus spellcaster. This means that you don't need to decide on attack versus spell choice. So this means that EK would be a good choice too. Physical instead of attack damage. That's what they're saying. Shadow may be the next EK or Bear Trapper. Group of elemental and weapon passives for the Witch, Shadow, and Ranger have been improved so that they're more impactful and more desirable routes. One of our design goals was that if a new player heads for a large cluster of themed passives, that it would provide a solid backbone for the build. There are various choices on the way that allow them to support the build. Previously, one of the largest clusters was the Curses cluster. Many witches headed directly for this, which often resulted in an unfocused build. So they want to give you more points in addition to having these permacurse and dual curse abilities. That's really cool. It's going to be more efficient to pick up these and do something else other than just be the curse bitch. We have added a notable passive to every passive group outside the starting areas. This is what we saw in the Witch Tree, and I feel like it deserves love in the Marauder and Templar and all those middle Scion nodes. They just need an end notable. You'll be granted one passive skill respec with 1.2.0 patch. If your tree was affected by the changes, it will automatically reset. There are plenty of tree changes that we haven't described yet. We're still iterating on the tree and making more changes. We'll be releasing more information about the new tree's layout closer to release. Skill balance and mana cost. We've rebalanced many skills in 1.2.0. Some of the less frequently used skills have received power buffs. Almost all the skills have dropped in mana cost. Holy shit, that is a huge bomb. Hopefully, man, it looks like we had a lot more mana on the tree from the teaser. I don't know. But this is definitely going to change the viability. Hopefully cold received the most in mana cost reduction. All in all, really cool shit. What is this? Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll continue to do more updates and reviews. Consider subscribing on my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.